one of the things I thought we could talk about is how people are starting to discover this podcast. Yeah.
Oh, in class, yeah. It's really funny because
Yeah.
I've had basically no involvement in the podcast just spreading through the class.
And
Li-
neither have I.
like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say their names, but I'm gonna say their names. Like Liam found it on
Let
the.
me say their names. Say
Oh,
their first names, don't say last names.
yeah. I'll. If we do, I'll like bleep it later. Liam, right, just found it on his recommended, for no reason, and then it just. I think it just
That's
spread
yeah.
around the class until I just kept getting asked what the name of it was, and that kind of thing. Actually, to be fair, I did bring it up once because Adian said very specifically, "I think you should start a podcast." And I was like, "You're a bit late."
I mean, what did he say you should talk about on the podcast? Why did he say you should
No,
start a
he said
podcast?
no. He said because I looked like a news presenter, and he said I should start like
Because you look
a
like a
news thing or a podcast.
yeah.
Those were his words roughly. Um,
Well, I guess that works.
I guess so. I don't think I do. I look like a news presenter?
I think you could be. I think you could be a news
Maybe
presenter.
maybe if I was wearing something like professional.
Um, yeah, I mean, you say the thing about the people in our class getting recommended the podcast, but the second person who found it, like according to my experience, was someone in our English class, and I did tell you about this.
You
And
did, yeah. You did mention it.
yeah, I think he found it. He seemed to find it before anyone else in our class. It seemed to be Liam, and then him, and then somehow just other. It just spread. Other
How
people knew about
wait?
it. I don't know if
How did he find it though?
I don't know. He just said to me, "Hey, Sam, love the podcast."
Yeah, yeah.
Sarcastic.
There's like no way other than Liam telling someone who told him, or just Liam telling him that he found that out. I've got to tell you, he did not like randomly find the podcast. It did not get recommended to him randomly. I still don't think it got
Yeah,
recommended to Liam randomly. I think one of your accounts maybe is associated with his and subscribed, or something like that.
I
I
think
don't know. There must be something like that.
because at several points I've tried to start some sort of band with Liam. Um, like I
Oh,
think
so your alt accounts could be banned accounts, and if two of your banned accounts subscribed and they would connect to Liam's account, then Liam would get recommended the video.
I don't know
Because
what I'm
what?
saying.
Oh,
I'm saying because I didn't create an account for this podcast. I already had an account. I'm saying that maybe Liam was,
oh, I didn't hear the last
so
word.
I made changes and stuff, but he was still subscribed to it.
Wait, hang on. I didn't hear part of that. Part of what like some of your words cut out just now.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I think what happened is because I didn't make a separate account for Talkology, I made all of the changes to an already existing account, and maybe Liam was already subscribed to it because we tried
Maybe, yeah.
to make the band channel.
Oh, yeah, so he was already subscribed to the channel, and then it would just show up in his feed because he was subscribed. Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes a lot more
that's
sense
what
than
I'm saying.
my random theory that made absolutely no sense.
Yeah, that could be wrong though. That could be wrong.
No, I reckon it is
I
right.
would be pretty surprised. I would be pretty surprised if YouTube recommended a channel as small as this to someone like Liam.
I wouldn't if he was subscribed. It will do that. Like, as soon. If you're subscribed and it hasn't released a video in ages and then it releases one, then it will usually show up.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if he wasn't subscribed and it got randomly recommended to him,
Yeah, I
I would be.
really, really doubt that would happen. Really. I don't
It's
think
very
that would happen. Yeah.
but I think everyone's heard about it. I was talking to Ellis about it in uh in lunch, and he was like, "Oh yeah." there's going to be a big thing about it for like a week at most. It's going to be a big thing for a week or something,
That's
and then
probably
people are
true.
going to yeah, and then people are going to realize that we just don't really care.
Yeah. That is
That
probably
people
what will
don't care.
happen, right? What's gonna
Yeah,
happen is probably for the next week they'll be like, oh, my camera's moved for some reason. There'll be
just
a,
leave it as it is.
a
Fine.
okay. It was just because the shelf there looks a bit weird, but I might put a black square there later. But yeah, it's probably just because they're like, oh, they have a channel, and they'll start a thing about it for like yeah about a week, like you said, and they'll just start like maybe subscribing. But the good part is, right after the thing they stopped, if after they stop talking about the thing, they'll probably stay subscribed. I reckon
I mean,
that's a net gain right
I,
there.
I,
That's
I want them
economics.
all. I hope everyone subscribes and everyone listens to every second of the podcast. Each podcast, every podcast, as soon as it comes out, I want people to be liking, subscribing,
Yeah, yeah.
commenting,
Fourth wall break.
going onto
Yeah,
their alt accounts, liking, subscribing, commenting, all of that stuff. And I think if we get to 500 subscribers, then I'll be very happy.
yes.
I
That is our
think
goal.
we need to. I think we need to. That is, yeah, that is our goal. I think 500 subscribers,
We should,
and we do something special.
yeah. We should also probably try and beat. I'm not going to say his name on the podcast because then people at the school will start bugging him, asking him where his YouTube channel is. But like Malm's YouTube channel, we should try and beat
Yes.
it.
Uh,
Wait, they
yeah.
might know that name. Never mind.
You
Never.
can bleep it out.
I guess they won't know the name Malm though. No one knows the name Malm.
No, no, no. No one knows who Malm is, but they'll know who the second name you said is. So you
Cause
need to bleep that out. But
yeah, because on the Myers Briggs slides that I mentioned that we're going to do in another time, on for each of the types, I have an example, and I try and get like real world examples, like people we've met, because I think that's really good. It'll make it much easier to use, and I've
yeah.
named him Malm on there as well, and he is on there.
Oh, okay, that's good then. That's
Yeah.
good. Does he know that his nickname is Malm?
He no, he's never heard of Malm in his life. No.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
no, he
even
has
he,
no
he
idea.
who is,
Not even
yeah,
Malm knows who Malm is.
Malm knows who Malm is.
Yes.
But, yeah. So yeah, hopefully we get a big rush of kind of popularity
Yeah.
from discovered being found.
S-
Um,
First, it's 500 subscribers. Next,
First is
it's
500
Malm.
subscribers.
Next, it's Diary of a CEO. Right, right. I don't know if you've heard of that one, but it's like one of the
Obviously,
few podcasts I've heard of. It's like Stephen
I don't
Bartlett
know
runs
that one.
it. I've just heard of it because Stephen Bartlett runs it pretty much, and I've seen a little bit of it. I think.
No, I think our target after Malm is
10 million.
beating the Talk Tour podcast.
What is the Talk Tour podcast? They have
You haven't heard of the Talk Tour podcast?
no. I haven't heard of like any podcast. Pretty much,
Okay,
I
okay.
haven't heard of many. But they're stealing our name, so yeah, we should overtake them.
Are you aware of the meme, the Hark Tour meme?
Oh no, did they make it?
Uh, Are you aware of the meme?
Yes.
Well, the person who is in that meme, I always forget her name. She started a podcast called it Talk Tour, and it's shocking. It's terrible, but it's gaining popularity just because of who she is and where it came from. Um,
That's kind of sad. Ours is
they just
better.
talk about the meme the whole time, but we've got to get past them after Malm.
Yes. After Malm this time.
That's our third goal.
Oh, the Hawk Tour podcast. Right, because when you first said
Yeah.
it, I thought you said talk to a podcast, and
Oh
that was the
no,
name of it.
no.
No, right, okay.
The name of the podcast is Talk Tour.
Oh,
It's a
well,
very funny play of words.
yes.
Anyways,
What other suggestions were on there? I've forgotten. There was something about the
um,
Minecraft SMP, right? Right.
yeah, I think maybe that's what we do at 500 subscribers. Maybe,
Yes. We start.
maybe we add a random person who's recognized us. Maybe like, okay, so if we get a rush of people,
Yeah.
we get everyone to comment who they want to see on the SMP, and whoever gets
But
the
then
most,
everyone's gonna
whoever.
comment like Joe Biden or something, or like Elvis Presley, and we're gonna be like,
Oh, no, 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 like no, like one of the people who's recognized us.
oh, okay.
Yeah, one of the people from the school.
Sometimes, uh, just random words remind me of stuff. I don't know why, but when you mentioned people in that class, I just randomly remembered. You might know I took economics, right? And
Yeah,
I've got this economics thing after school, on Tuesday that I have to go to for economics revision and stuff. Um,
yeah.
and Mrs. Breach does it, and she told, and we were passed. She passed around. She got us to pass around a bit of paper around, and
Yeah.
and we had to write our names on it to show who was in the club. And I just added
Oh, okay.
Ellis. Ellis isn't in the club. I just wrote him on. Do you reckon he'll? Do
That's
you reckon he'll have to show up?
you probably shouldn't do that.
Why? No one will know. I used
Bec-
two different pens.
while I admire the effort that you've put into that, yeah, you know what? I don't know who that's negatively affecting.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Unless
say
Ellis
anything.
gets a detention for not showing up, I don't think that's negatively affecting anyone.
That does negatively affect Ellis, but he can just go and say, "Hey, I'm not in the club."
Yeah. If he doesn't,
Yeah.
it's kind of his own fault.
If he doesn't
To
what? If
an
he doesn't
extent, like
show up?
if he doesn't try and get rid of the detention, that's kind of
Oh
his own
yeah,
fault.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah.
Um, I don't know. I felt like I was gonna have more to say about Minecraft, but I mean, speaking of kind of not Minecraft, but have you heard of Dan TDM calling out Mr. Beast?
This is gonna sound very. I know who Dan TDM is, but I have not heard that. No, I heard about
Yeah,
Mr. Beast
well,
getting arrested, but I haven't heard about that.
I don't think he's gotten arrested. I could be wrong. Let me look that up. Um, but what I was going to say,
Oh, just tell me what you're going to say first. Tell me that first.
what I was going to say is, Mr. Beast released a new
Beast
like
Games.
a like lunch thing
Oh,
for kids to like take to school or whatever,
oh,
and it's unhealthy. I'm pretty sure it has Prime in it, which is recommended for people over 18. And Dan TDM basically just called him out and said, I can't not talk about this anymore. He's just exploiting these kids, and it's not good. And let me see if I can find what he said. But yeah, that's the gist of it.
yeah. Like I think Mr. Beast has done a lot of good things, but overall, he is a businessman. Overall, I think
He is a businessman,
I'd
but
say.
it's sometimes that isn't such a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. Like that, there are definitely negative. Like Stalin was a businessman. I'd say. Was he? I mean, he was kind of the only businessman because he was running all of Russia, but he like got so many
Yeah.
resources out of it. So he kind of. I think I'm using the term very loosely here.
Yeah, it is very loose, but like he was a businessman in the sense that he didn't care about losing people. He didn't care about the
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
He was like,
He
okay,
was money centric.
how much how much power can I get from this, and this? And he didn't sort of care about the collateral damage that that was causing.
Yeah,
And Mr. Beast is kind of similar in the in a way because he's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna release this product, and all of these people are gonna fall victim to it. You know, these people are gonna buy the product, and their kids are gonna be so unhealthy. They're gonna get diabetes, but whatever, because it's making me money.
I don't know if it was his plan to give them diabetes. I think it was his plan to make it cost
I,
effective somehow. Because like a lot, I think it's.
but that's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
that he should have thought it through a bit more if it's causing them problems. But I don't think his goal was to cause them problems. I think the reason it has Prime in it is probably because he's looking at it from a business side and thinking, wait, if I collaborate with Logan Paul, all these kids are going to want Prime, and then they'll buy the lunch boxes because the lunch boxes have Prime, and getting Prime from there is the cheapest way of getting it because you get a lunch as well. So it's the most cost effective, right? So it's going to get a really big audience. But he hasn't taken like a closer look at what like what he's selling them because although it's gonna give him a lot of returns, it's gonna it could be really bad what he's actually giving them.
Yeah.
He's thought more
Well,
about the business than the kids probably. Well, was it
but
a kids meal?
what I'm
It sounded like it was. So I might have got that
it
completely
is
wrong. Yeah,
it is a kid's meal. It's essentially a school lunch meal. But what I was saying is it's not that he's trying to give the kids diabetes. I was exaggerating there, but he just doesn't care if he does, seems to be like the thing. And with what I was saying about Stalin is Stalin, he made the decisions to give himself power, and he didn't care if people get got hurt.
yeah,
And I think that's the comparison there. Both of
yeah.
them, they don't care if people get hurt. They just want to give themselves the most profit.
There are a lot of comparisons here, there, and I don't really want to bring this up again, but the MBTI thing, when it comes out, they're the same category as well. They're like the same type, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh, that is very
Stalin and
interesting.
Mr. Beast are the same type. There are some funny things like that. Actually, the most surprising one I'm not going to say now. I'm not going to say that now. But
Yeah. Find out by watching the
watching,
MBTI podcast
yes,
coming out,
do that.
possibly releasing today, possibly releasing tomorrow, depending on when this podcast comes out.
Yeah. I mean, since it's a pretty complex kind of project thing, it's I we could do it in multiple parts because there's a lot of stuff to cover in one slideshow,
Yeah.
and I think I have got it in one slideshow, but I don't know how effective the slideshow is going to be because it's all in
Yeah.
one
Well,
place. It's all very compressed.
I'm thinking it might be a two episodes maybe, maybe
Yeah,
a third
we
episode.
could release them but should we release them separately or in the same video? Do you think?
I think we release. I think we release one video as like part one, then we release a part two, and then we release a version that's just like both of them smashed
Oh,
together.
that's the best way of doing it. So whatever they want, whatever they want to watch, that there's both options available.
Yeah, so they don't have to watch they don't have to watch the whole thing in one.
Yeah, I've just taken a very quick look through the notes, and there's one thing you haven't covered, which is Florida.
That's true. That's
Oh,
true.
and wait, hang
I
on. I was
was
going to say something about Mr. Beast. I've just remembered. Sorry. I just remembered on the
that,
topic of Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
When I said about him being arrested, apparently he's trying to make a new thing called the Beast Games. I've heard
Uh,
I've only seen the thumbnail of the video, but it said that if it
I'm
fails,
looking.
what, sorry? Yeah, if and if
I'm
it,
looking this up.
I don't think it's released yet, but he said that if the Beast Games fails, then he's basically cooked, and he's gotten into trouble for the Beast Games because apparently there's been like abuse in the working area, and there were bad conditions for the people working for it. So I've heard that he's getting arrested or something similar. I don't know if I don't think he's going to jail. I don't know if he's going to jail, but I think they're like investigating it and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the BBC have done an article on it and everything.
Hmm.
I'm not going to look into that now because it's a very I feel like it's a very big thing.
Yeah,
To
it's probably too controversial to talk about with knowing basically nothing about it.
Yeah, yeah, I'd rather know more about it before I voice an opinion.
Then
But
then again, I didn't seem to know anything. Need to know anything about a lunchbox to argue about
that's
it. But like, I
that's
mean,
true.
my argument could be completely wrong. So maybe I should have. But yeah, on the
Maybe.
what were you about to say something? I keep talking at the same time as you. It's really I should stop doing that.
No, no, no. You say what you were going to say before you remembered your Mr. Beast
Yeah,
thing.
on the topics list it says Florida.
Yeah,
Was there something you
does
were
say.
going to say about Florida?
I was well, there's nothing in particular I was thinking about, but I did go to Florida during the summer holidays, and I went lots of places, lots of places.
You're a Florida man now.
Mainly theme parks because love roller coasters. And I have actually quite a interesting and slightly controversial opinion on Thorpe Park's new ride, Hyperia. Have you been on it yet?
No. Well, I haven't been to theme parks too often. I really like them, but I don't go that often. I
Oh,
think the
yeah.
last time I went was with you. Uh,
Oh, okay.
the most
That
recent
was
time I went to Thorpe Park was with you. Yeah, definitely. I'm in a house.
well, congratulations. Anyway, one of the things because the school did a trip to Thorpe Park, and one of the biggest things that people were talking about was like, "Oh, are you coming back next week or something to go on Hyperia? Are you gonna are you gonna be there? What's your plans? When are you going on Hyperia?" Basically, and Hyperia is this new roller coaster that's just opened in Thorpe Park, and it's the tallest in the UK now. Interestingly, only
Oh,
beating the record by like 20 feet. So it's not that much bigger than the previous tallest roller coaster in the UK.
which was the
But it
big one
is,
at Blackpool, wasn't it? Previously.
yes, the big one in Blackpool. Which is also a great ride, but very rough.
I've been
And
on that
very
ride. It's very fun.
yeah. But what I was gonna say is Hyperia at Thorpe Park, I was expecting a lot from it, to be fair. And it doesn't it doesn't compare to the roller coasters in Florida. I'm not gonna lie.
Oof.
Um, and there are a lot of roller coasters in the UK actually that I prefer to Hyperia, and I think it's incredible how tall it is. But actually, I just don't think it lives up to all of the hype.
Hot topic. Oh no, hot take. Is it hot take? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hot take. Yeah,
I think a hot topic is something else.
a lot of people after going on Hyperia go, "Oh, wow, that was the best roller coaster I've ever been on." But I think there are a lot of better roller coasters in America and in the UK. For example, like I have you been to Alton Towers?
I've been there like ages ago, so I don't really remember any of it, but I know I've been there.
But for the
I think I
viewers, I
went to like the
guess.
kids area when I was like 7 or 5 or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. But for the viewers who have been to Alton Towers, I much prefer roller coasters like Smiler and Nemesis. I think they're just so much better quality rides and so much more thrilling. And Hyperia even felt in points it just felt a bit slow, which is weird because I also felt like it wasn't long enough. So yeah, yeah.
Hyperia diss
But
track.
yeah, Hyperia diss track. I am not writing a Hyperia diss track.
Hyperia, you need to
Maybe
disappear. Why you
maybe.
crowding up the Thought Park area? That was awful,
Oh
probably. I
oh,
think that was alright,
what a
actually.
diss. That was alright. But at Thorpe Park, I think I prefer Swarm and I prefer Saw.
Yeah, I've been on Swarm. You were there when I was on Swarm. Have I been on
Yeah,
Saw? Oh, that's changed the guy one. Yeah, the
yeah,
the
yeah.
masked
Jigs.
guy.
Yeah,
This one, Jigsaw. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. This guy. Yeah.
yeah. In case you didn't know, he looks like that.
Don't ask why I haven't yet.
You might not get this reference, but I think whenever I see someone with a really big forehead with like a high up hairline, and it's like curved, so not like this M that I've got, but like I think it always looks. They always look a bit like Bukharin from the Russian history. I don't know if you remember who that is, but
I I can look him up. I can look him up, but I think
he
I
has
remember who you're talking.
he has like the biggest forehead ever. Nikolai Bukharin.
Oh no, that's
And I think
crazy.
it looks a bit like your jigsaw mask from the angle you're holding it at. I could just kind of see that the hair was like up to halfway.
Yeah, yeah. No, I can.
Can you see
Yeah,
it?
I can. Yeah, I can see it. That's crazy. That's wild.
I know. It's just
Ooh,
absolutely
car and
insane.
distract.
Life changing.
Car and distract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you expecting me to try and do the same thing for Bukharin?
No, no, I wasn't.
Bukharin,
No, I
you
wasn't.
better get in a car and go. That was sucked.
That was terrible.
It was. I keep throwing things. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's bad or good for the podcast. It's just kind of fun. Um, what else was on the thing? Oh
Well,
yeah, about Florida. About Florida. Theo
oh,
went to Florida a while ago.
Theo. Oh, did he actually?
Yeah, it was quite a while ago though. I think it was quite a long time ago. And what he brought back were these like alligator sticks. And it just said on the packet gator sticks, and he brought them back and put them in the fridge. So in Theo's fridge, there's just this packet that says gator sticks on it.
I mean,
I think they do
are they
have
like
alligators.
actual alligator?
I don't know. Do they eat alligator in Florida?
Yeah, yeah. I had some. It was alright. It was a just nothing special, really. It was just like I want to say like it tasted like fish with the texture of chicken.
Yeah, there's a thing about every like odd meat just tasting like chicken. Like like I'm trying to think of examples now, but it's just I think it is a thing that a lot of just random meat like flamingo. That was random. I don't think anyone eats flamingos, and if they do, I disrespect them. Like
I'm sure someone eats flamingo somewhere out there.
like
Sure, that's a
dog.
thing.
Like, if you live in China,
Yeah,
or
but a China diss track? No, that would no. Anyway,
China, you're fragile like you were made in China. I rhymed China with
oh,
China. I don't think that's allowed, but
that's
ooh,
not really allowed. But who cares? Who cares? We just don't give a fuck.
yeah.
Just like Eminem, who released a new album. You like that
Oh,
transition there,
transition.
Robert?
Love that. Love that. This is the quality you
Um,
get here.
this is the
I dropped something.
high quality conversations you get on Talkology,
Yes.
my talkers.
It's name talking, so we're good at it. Just
Yes.
keep believing that. I can't see my own face because I'm looking at the camera, so I don't know how much I'm looking at the camera.
I'm not looking at the camera a lot, to be fair. I'm
I
looking at your screen.
Yeah, I'm just looking at either screen most of the time. I mean, I don't know if this looks like I'm looking directly at you when I look at the camera because I can't look there and there. Does it?
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. You're slightly dark, so I can't sort of see where your eyes are anyway. But
Yeah, I can see that on my screen as well. I can't really.
but
Maybe I should put
yeah,
a filter on
your
it or
album,
something. I can probably get that working on OBS at some point.
maybe. Later on though. Um, the death of Slim Shady.
He
What do you
died.
think of it?
I heard what what was it called? Guilty Conscious 2. That I thought that was really good. That one was good.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You know, he used AI on one or two of the tracks. I
I bet
can't
he
remember.
used it for his voice to change his voice to the older sounding one, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Because I thought it did sound
obviously,
a lot like the older one. The older one was kind of more nasal and shrill, like I could swallow it. That was that. I sound like Lois from Family Guy. But do you know what I
okay.
mean? I'm trying to think of uh,
I know. We know what you mean. We know
it
what
would
you
be
mean.
so empty without. He did not sound. I don't know. But he had definitely had a different voice.
He definitely sounded more nasally. I know what you mean by that. Um, but yeah,
If Eminem's watching,
yeah,
he's got some tips right there on how to sound like.
Eminem better be watching because I don't know. I don't know. I hope Eminem's watching. If he is, love the new album. No, but what was your favorite song on the album? Was it Guilty Conscience too?
Um, I'm trying to remember what was in the album. Guilty Conscious was good, definitely good. I listened to it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Um, Houdini's pretty good, I think. Uh,
Houdini is good, but I have the same problem with like any single that's released before an album. If it's a relatively popular artist, then you'll hear the song a million times before you hear the rest of the album, and it just kind of gets repetitive.
that's true. It's probably just because I've heard it a lot of times, so now I know the lyrics when I don't know the lyrics to the rest. As well,
Everyone, everyone's heard Houdini
yeah.
a million
Um,
times.
Also, just noticed this. Um, if I don't tell you who this minifigure is, he looks a bit like Eminem. I've just
Okay.
William keeps putting this on my desk, but like a bit like the blonde one, because he's got brown hair as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Slim Shady. Slim Shady.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess I know what you mean. Who
that
is
that was
it?
Malfoy.
You know what? I probably could have told you that. If you asked me to guess who that was, I could have told you that.
Yeah, Malfoy is a very famous blonde person.
Okay.
There aren't like because a lot of famous people aren't blonde because there aren't that many blonde people compared to brown hair. But with the back to Eminem,
Back
I
to M.
heard a couple of them. I'm trying to remember how some of them went now. Um, I think in some of them, there was somewhere like it was more about another rapper who was in it. I think weren't there a few like that where there
Oh
was
yeah,
another rapper doing most of it. Like Fuel, I think had that kind of thing.
I don't know if it was. I think it was Fuel. Fuel and Toby. Although was Toby one of the ones you haven't heard?
Toby is one of the ones I haven't heard, but you
Oh
can
yeah,
say your opinion on it anyway. I don't care.
yeah. Well, yeah. I
I'm
just
not the
think
viewer.
he just didn't have enough Eminem. But I also get that that's simply because it wasn't really his song. It was he just wanted to have it on his album.
Yeah, I think he did have a part in Fuel, and I think it was good. But I don't. I haven't heard a lot of Fuel.
He had a part in all of the songs. He was in
Yeah,
all of the
obviously he
songs.
didn't not have a part in any of the songs. That was stupid.
Yeah.
It's like me making an album and like adding "You Spin Me Right Round" to it. I didn't sing in it, but
Yeah.
um, uh, I. I'm trying to remember. I think two of the other ones that were good were Lucifer and Evil. Um, were good.
I love Evil. Evil is such a great song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause I'm evil. I'm evil.
So
Rotten to the core,
yeah,
rotten twisted cerebral. I think it went like that, right?
yes, yes. I listen to what do I listen to? I listen to it's always Lucifer, Evil, or Antichrist on the way home from school.
Wait, which ones?
It's Evil, Lucifer, or Antichrist. It's always one of those
Marshall,
three.
he's the Antichrist. They say that at the start, right?
Yes, that is the chorus. Not
Yes.
so much in that voice.
I can't really do the voice. It's a bit of a weird voice. I think it's a
Yeah,
children's voice. I
I
don't
think that is.
exactly
I
sound
think that's the
like
idea.
my creaky voice though.
You just sounded like the elf from Harry Potter.
Dobby.
Yes, Dobby. Also, I think Malm, right? He looks a little bit like Dobby.
I, I don't think I can agree with that.
Okay, let's not dwell on that.
Wait, I'm gonna quickly Google a picture.
He just reminds me of Dobby sometimes, and
Oh wait,
I
I've
don't
got
know
the
why.
problem where I don't have a mouse again. Uh,
Oh dear.
uh, I've got like one angle of him. Yeah, I think I see what you mean with the eyes, maybe, but
Yes, it's the eyes. That's it.
yeah,
The eyes. Yeah.
yeah, I can see the similarity in the eyes. Actually, there's one the one that I use on the MBTI slideshow. Although it will be the image will probably be a black square in the actual thing. Um, it does look. He has got it is a picture where he looks a lot like that. Actually, it's a pretty good angle for that kind of thing.
Yeah. Anyway, let's not dwell on that because our talkers
Oh yeah, we were
in
talking
the
about Eminem, weren't we?
yeah,
Yeah,
and our viewers don't know who Malm is, so they have no frame of reference.
that's true.
But I think I've said all I need to about Eminem. Oh no, the expanded version of the album.
It's real. I just know nothing about
What
it, but
it was
it's
it
real.
was so disappointing.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. He
Eminem,
released
Eminem, you're gonna be crying tonight if you're watching
Eminem
this right now.
should be crying. He disappointed me.
Ah,
He released two like yeah. He published like two unreleased songs and a remix of a song that was on the original on the album. And I remember like seeing it in the morning and going, "Oh, wow. I can't wait to listen to all of these songs." And then there's three new ones and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
okay." Yeah. He released a whole trailer for the expanded version as well. And I was like, "Oh, wow." Because he had a I can't remember who it was, but he had someone relatively big in the trailer, and I was like, "Oh, is he going to release a song with them on it?"
he just
And
didn't.
they're not. He just didn't.
Didn't he have like beef with some other one? So it might have been like just like they cut off a part of something he said, and he wasn't actually involved in it.
I don't know.
I think there was something about that.
I don't know.
I think
I'm
he has
sure there
beef
is
with
something.
everyone at this point, doesn't he? Like,
He doesn't.
even you, because of that. Even you, because of the album.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather not go up against Eminem because I do think he's a great guy, and I did love the album. I just think the expanded version, I think he'd have been better off waiting a year and recording some more songs to put on it. Because realistically, my only problem here is that he didn't do enough music, and if anything, that's a compliment in a sense.
It is, yeah, because it sounds like you want to listen to him more, right? That's
Yeah,
the
well,
goal
yeah, it's
and the compliment as well.
always more.
I heard recently, there's this phrase, and it's like, "Oh, imitation is the greatest form of flattery," right?
Yes,
And
yes,
I always got told that whenever William stole my ideas, right? Because he's a villain,
yeah,
right? Like I think he's taken it. We used to make comics together a while ago, and he just basically I made a character called Mega Man because I didn't know about the game at the time, so I didn't know about it, and I made a character called Mega Man, and he's like dressed in blue, and he immediately makes one called Mecha Man, and it's like they were. And Mecha Man's still a thing. Like if you ask William, Mecha Man is still survives. Um,
Wait, how do you spell that?
what sorry?
How do you spell it?
Mechaman.
Oh, I thought you meant like Metro Man from Megamind.
No, no, he didn't invent Metro Man.
No, because
No.
also Mega Man dressed in blue sounds a lot like Megamind.
Megamind was dressed in black.
Yeah, but
He
he is
just
blue.
looks like a Smurf.
Yeah,
Actually, he's slightly different. He's kind of a
yeah,
blend of colour
yeah,
than the Smurfs. 'Cause the Smurfs are like as blue as that box. Actually, that's definitely the wrong shade of blue. It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
probably. But I think we've spoken about all we need to talk about today. I think we're
Yeah.
satisfied.
Oh wait, hang on.
What's-
I was gonna say about that phrase, wasn't I?
Oh yes, you.
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I've
Yeah.
discovered at some point along the line there must have been a parent who cut that in half, because the full quote says, "Imitation is the greatest form of flattery that idiocy can pay to greatness," and they've just like sliced off that half of the quote. I
Yes.
think William just got
I
dissed. Like,
yeah. I he did.
yeah,
Like yeah.
I'm greatness now. On that note,
You're what?
I'm greatness now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You were right. And so is Eminem
Yeah.
and Florida and Minecraft and all of the people watching.
Yes, you. Greatness is you.
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 Let's end this before it. Oh, I was about to say let's end this before someone gets hurt, and then
I need to stop throwing things.
yeah, let's end this. Let's end this. I'm
Okay.
done.
Yep. Goodbye.
We have talked.
We have
Like, subscribe,
spoken.
comment. Yeah.